Hello to everyone who is seeing this video. This is a video that is a tutorial about the script that I've written. Yeah, it's a ribbon script, and it is semi-automated. Sorry, if you hear any pieces of paper flying around, it's because I want to make. I don't want to miss any topics or notes that I want to absolutely make. Um, But yeah, for this, the reason why I had made this tool is because I wanted to, for a long time, embarrassingly, like since the beginning of this year, I've always wanted to incorporate ribbons into my rigs. And when I went online and I tried to find all eight, maybe even um like all eight of the ribbon tools that are online, that are free, open source, I couldn't exactly put them into my rig, and it was just like you just basically what would happen most of the time is you would put in the ribbon and then you would do the script and then it would just do the ribbon and I wasn't sure how to incorporate like this into my own setup. So that is what this is for. And I wanted to make it as universal as possible and user friendly as possible. And I know it doesn't like look user friendly, but once you get past like the amount of buttons that's just like screaming in your face, it'll make sense. And that's why I'm making this video. Um, okay, let's first make the ribbon and let's see what direction it's in. Okay, so it's in this direction, and then let's make another one with um, the same thing, just in the B direction. We'll do. Actually, let's make it to 7, because I think 8. The way I'd set this up, it doesn't make any sense. So let's go here, and then let's go 7, and then let's check for this. What is this one at? It's at 8. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, let's change this to 8 then, so it can match the we can match it. Okay, there we go. So, let's hide the, this one and this one. So, the first thing that you actually want to do before anything else, before you, we'll get into this later, it's like the pre-setup. But once you have the ribbon itself, the first thing that you want to do is name it, and everything down here besides the attribute and deformer stuff um, is based on what's in this text field. So um, you would put in the name and then rename the ribbon, and it'll be uh, ribbon name. And yeah, and if you this is also just warning about this. If you type in anything that Maya doesn't recognize as a character, and sometimes it'll automatically like put these underscores, it will not work. It will not work. For example, let's just make one. Yeah, it won't recognize this as like in the script. So you absolutely need to make sure that you have characters that Maya recognizes. And also, if you don't have any spaces or you don't have any characters at all, like there's nothing, it won't do it at all. Well, it'll make the one follicle. But yeah, make sure you name it something. Make sure that Maya recognizes it. Let's just do GD8. And then, we will rename the ribbon to that, and then we will skip this part and we'll come back to it later. And so you would click the non-loop option, and then it'll create the follicles and the joints. And then what is cool about the way that I had set this up, um, no matter how many, sorry, no matter how many like patches you have, let's just say if I have like 63, then I can have 63 follicles and all this other stuff. And it doesn't matter how big it is or like what orientation it's going to be in. Let's just say I have it in this direction, and then let's just say I have it with the controllers, or with the vertices, and I want it, and then for some reason the mesh is just like this. You can just, yeah, it'll just do that for you. And again, we can, whoops, we can set the patches you to however many it needs. I did not know that it did this, This is so interesting, but it should do it. Yeah, it will do it to every single one. I had no idea that did that. It's kind of cool. And then also for it'll do it for the B direction as well, because in all honesty, I didn't know which direction it's gonna pick whenever you're gonna like do this stuff up here, like loft something. And so it is the, okay, let's give it a name. Let's name it just ASF. Rename the ribbon. Oh, okay. This is also part of being careful. This is also a warning. Depending on what you click last, it will actually name it to the thing. And this happens quite often than you think it would, because I do this all the time. So then you would click this and then rename it, and then it'll do the ribbons. And because I had made it the name base, whatever's gonna be in here, you can have multiple of these ribbons, and then you get to do it separately. And so you can have like one for the left leg, one for the right leg, for the body, like the spine. Yeah, it can do, you can have an infinite amount of ribbons in your rig, basically. So let's delete these. And yeah, let's move on. And let's talk about the freeze orientation. And the reason why I put this here, it is because let's just say I have I'm gonna drink some water. Let's just say I have a like joint hierarchy where the where the x is pointing, let's just see, this way, and then the z is pointing this way. So the z is the I forgot what it's called, the something direction, and then the y is the up direction. And then for and then you just want to like match the bind joints. What you would do is you would select them, let's put on the LRA, and then let's twist this here. And as you can see, it has the that orientation transformation thing. And then you would just click freeze orientation, and it would freeze every single one of these. So you can, God, I have to retype this now. And then you have to, and then you can see that it freezes all of the orientation while keeping the same like orientation with the joints, even with the translation. So you know the X, the Z, and the Y. And so now your hierarchy is done, and your joint order and your rotation order is done. And then you would go to make controller joints. And what I did with this is you can select any amount of the joints here, and then it'll make the I'll change. I'll probably change the size. This is way too big, but yeah, it changes, or it changes. It makes the controller joints, and I put it in a nice hierarchy. I wish I was able to have the one up here, but I wasn't able to figure that out, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. Um, you guys can just rename it if you wanted to, and then yeah, that is how you would sorry simply make the ribbon rig. And then what you want to actually do to how you would like incorporate it onto a mesh, like let's just say if I wanted to put it to this cube, right? You would want to do is you would want to select the controller joints, then skin it with the oops, skin it with the ribbon itself. You go to select the joints in every two because you have one joint for every like two parameters or isoparms or whatever you want to call it. You click apply. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention actually, which is important and kind of cool, is that all of these joints, remember how we changed our orientation? It keeps that orientation for you. So no matter what direction is going to be at, it will actually follow what you chose it as. And yeah, then you can see that it deforms, and it deforms nice and how you expect it to be. And then to actually put it onto the mesh, that is what the bind joints are for. And then this is also just a warning, the way that I made this button, it's like if I wanted to, so I just made it like a shift click. So then it just this and then like a shift click. And the reason why I chose it like this is because let's just say if I um have to skin a lot of things. Let's just say if like we have a character and God forbid, but like all the mesh is into one, like it's just into one mesh, right? And then there's multiple parts and you just want to skin everything all at one time, then you can just select this and then change the name to um, whatever the other ribbons that you have, and then select the joints again, and it'll select them. So that's the reason why I had made it like that. And then, but anyway, let's select these joints, and then select the mesh. We're going to skin it from the selected, and then a 1-to-1. So there's one for everyone. There's one joint um, for every like vertex or vertical like edge loop, and then it deforms with the mesh. And then that is the basics of how the ribbon rig works. I would suggest looking at NCGI's video on how to properly incorporate the ribbon to your rig, because there's actually like a lot of stuff. Like you need to do like a parent constraint, joint an aim constraint, and a point constraint, like in like with these groups, and you're gonna have to add like a couple more groups, but it's not too bad. This basically cuts so much time like out of your hands, and it's so nice. Um, but yeah, that is the basics of how to make a ribbon, and we will go on to the next step, which is the hybrid FK. So let's clear everything, and then also the one I'm gonna release when I post this video and post it on my website. Um, this clear option will not be there, because if you accidentally click it, it'll clear everything in your scene, and then um, I've done this a couple of times, unfortunately, where I accidentally saved it while after clicking, well after like clearing everything, and then all your work is gone. And then let's just say you didn't have a previous save. Lord have mercy. um, and then you would actually accidentally click Control Q, which like quits out the whole thing. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, it won't come with this clear button. But anyway, let's go on to the FK hybrid. So let's make another one. That is going to be 8, and then let's shift it like this. Let's put this to 20, and then let's make this 0.2. And we're gonna freeze transformations. And the way the FK hybrid works, or the way that I accidentally found this out, and I thought it was so interesting, so I had to add it to this function, to our I guess the script. So I accidentally, when I was experimenting on making how to make a ribbon rig, I accidentally made an FK chain, and then I skinned it to the ribbon, and I thought that that was kind of interesting, and I thought of like the possibilities that could happen with that, and so I made it into yeah, I just made it possible. And then let's get into it. We're gonna rename it again. And the way this works is basically the same thing as this. So technically, you can click this button and then like these other ones, but I just made it separate just to like, um, just to have a separate like mindset down here. Um, but yeah, it once again does the follicles and the bind joints, and then once again it's like you freeze the orientation, whatever orientation you want it to be in. And what's cool about what I did with this is that you can select the um, however, or like which order you want the chain to be in. You have that chain. And let's just say I don't want to like that. I want to like this to here, whoops, to here, and all the way over here, and then it does that chain for you. And it's really nice. It took me like I would say about like 30 minutes to an hour, like trying to figure that out. So yeah, let's just make this hierarchy of chains. And then we click this. Oh, whoops. I don't know why I did that. So this, and this, and this. And then okay, let me talk about this. Since it's selection based, so whichever ones you will select, it will do it in that order. If I do this, okay, I don't know what went wrong. Let's just go all the way back. Okay, it should work. Okay, it says joint is not available. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. I accidentally added the space in here. I was just like, what is going on? See, that's why you also have to be careful. Whatever you put in here, yeah, just keep that in mind. And then you do that, and then it does it in the order that you selected in. So if I guess if you want it to like do something weird, you can. But for right now, let's just select it in this nice chain, and then let's skin it to the ribbon. Let's do it to 2 because it's 1 in every 2. And then it what happened? What happened? Oh, I think I know what happened. Let's just do it like this then. Let's do a hierarchy. And there we go. now it has deformed. And then that is how you would kind of set this up. And I know some of you may be thinking like, so like, what's the point of doing it like this when it's just like an FK chain, right? It could just be like a regular FK chain, right? And then that's kind of what this option is for. So let's reset. Let's clear everything. And then, oh my god, I hate this. Let's change it to 20. And then 3. Change that to 8. And this to 1. Okay, there we go. Now we have, we'll name it again. Actually, let's rename it. Let's name it hair, because in my I'm still in school, and uh for a while I was racking my brain on how I'm gonna do like the hair um for the capstone that I'm helping out to do, because I did my capstone last semester. I completed it last semester, and so I'm helping someone else out with their rigs. And yeah, right now, for a long time I was wondering how I was going to like make this character has so much hair. It was bugging me for so long. And then yeah, let's just name this hair A. And then let's just say, actually, let's not do that. I'll do an actual like real example. Okay. And then let's do leg. So the left leg of this. And then let's just say that um you have created like oh, um you have created like a thing. What am I saying? You have created a controller that is with the left leg already. And let's just say if you already have a my god, if you already have a attribute with with that said left leg, so we'll name this left leg um left leg control, I guess. What do I name it? I forgot. Let's name it attribute controller, because that's, oh, let's not name it that actually. Let's just say it would, oh wait, yeah, I just realized I just realized it's gonna rename, well no it's not, it's not gonna rename it actually. So we have a left leg like switch, because it's gonna switch from IK to FK, which is the whole point of this control joint or controller. And then you would select this, and then you click this button, and then it actually creates a, as you can see here, it creates a sine and a twist and twist deformers, and then you would align it to the thing, to the, sorry, to the ribbon, and you would have to go into the ribbon and then put on the, or switch on the blend shapes. And then what it does, we can hide this now, and as you can see, it adds the attributes for you already without like, I thought for a second, I thought it like it changes the name, but it doesn't change the name, thankfully. um, so you want it like this, and then you want it to 6, and then it does the, oops, and it does the deformer. And then let's just say if you want to twist it also, you can do that. And then the drop off, oh sorry, I should probably put this out of the way. Yeah, you can see that it does a sine wave, and also the sine twist, it twists the direction of the sine wave itself. Like instead of going up to down, it goes side to side. So let's just say if I wanted to key, yeah, let's set these ones to 0. And let's say if I wanted to key this from here to here to 82, and then we will go to like 100 right here. And we will do this, and it'll play this. Let's put it all the way over here. Okay, now we can actually like see it. And then it's kind of like this. It kind of looks like a fish, right? And then let's just say that I want the sign right here, like to twist to -90. And then we want this to go all the way to 100. And then we will see how it deforms. And you can see that it kind of goes crazy because it goes from side to side to up and down to just like the circular. I don't know, it just goes kind of crazy, which I think is very cool. And then we will actually keep this except for the twist. The twist is like, you'll see what I'm talking about. I wish I was able to, like, if anybody knows how to just change all of these to 0 at once, like just reset it instead of me having to go back in here and then do it myself. That would be really nice. Maybe I should make a script for that or something. There's probably a way to do it, most likely. So yeah, now it just does this. Now it does it's a crazy deformation, same animation, and then we actually have to put this here and set it to 0. Let's put this to 0 actually. Put this to 90. Oh, -90. Oh, that's fine. Okay, yeah, it'll still do the thing. So then let's make our line joints, but with the FK. Let's click this, and then you can change the orientation of your line joints, and then we select again our FK chain. Let's just do it again by the hierarchy in every 2. And then what's cool about this is, let's just say I wanted it to have this sort of angle like this, and then when I click play, it'll inherit the like the deformation stuff that we did earlier. Let's just say I wanted this like bending like this. It'll still do it, and it gives like a lot of weird. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. I don't know why it's like freaking out like that in the beginning, but it's kind of cool. So yeah, you can set the how it will deform, which I think is pretty cool. And the reason why I had grouped this, put it in a group, is because let's just say if I want to parent the joint, the first one in the chain to another one, because I wanted to deform something else, or like how I wanted to connect it to another part my of my skeleton setup, and whatever I wanted to choose. So I thought about a lot of stuff when making this. And then, oh yeah, let's finally put it onto a mesh and see how it deforms. So then again, we're gonna click our bind joints, and then we're gonna click our mesh. We want to skin it as a selected joints, and then 1-to-1. And then as we can see, it will do the thing you expect it to do, which is like control the thing. And then when we finally put it, um, actually yeah, let's make it at an angle for a second. Something really weird like this, like that. And then we click play. It'll have, okay, let's hide the ribbon. Then the mesh will follow the ribbon. And this is what I mean, like it'll that's how you connect the ribbon to the rig. And with other scripts, as I said, they don't allow you to like do this type of stuff. It's just it is how it is, and I hate that. Yeah, I tried to make this as universal as possible, and as you can see, it's not that hard to set it up. And I wanted to talk about like other warnings about this. Like for example, let's make another one of these, and then let's just say if you have another controller. I don't know why I'm doing this. I made my own script. I made my own script for this exact reason. Let's just start. Let's just say if I have this right, and then we get to name this. Let's name it the same thing, and then let's just say if we accidentally skipped, or like yeah, you forgot, or you wanted to go back to it, that you wanted to add these the attributes and the deformers, and you skipped all the way down here, right? You just forgot. You go to this, and then um, let's select this one, this, and then this. You create your chain, and that's like this, the ribbon, bind skin, in the hierarchy for every, I don't know, who cares, every one or whatever. And then yeah, it'll follow the mesh, or it'll follow the mesh will follow the joint. Um, and like you kind of already have this setup, and then you mesh it to, actually let's not go that far. Yeah, as you can see, it's already meshed to the ribbon, or sorry, the skin to the ribbon. I don't know why I keep saying mesh. And then you forget, and then you're just like, oh, I'll just do it right now. The one warning I will give to you is that it will not work. It will not work at all. So let's put on these deformers, and you'll see what I mean. Um, like the sign and everything will work. Like, whoops, this one. Like these deformers will work for sure, like this, and they'll do exactly what you expect it to. But the catch is that if I have now want to change the angle of it, it'll do it in the opposite direction, and it'll do this weird thing. So that's why I had put it in this hierarchy of, like, in this window, because this is literally the order of how to do things. So yeah, I thought about a lot of stuff in the past like few days while making this rig. I started on, I think, Sunday is when I had figured out how to actually connect the follicles to the to the isoparms or parameters, and then from there things just kind of took off. Um, yeah, um, that is the basics functionality of how this of how this script works. And then yeah, this is basically. Oh wait, we still have to go over this. So we'll go over this right now. Let's go over this. So the reason why I have these like make curves and make ribbons is if, let's just say, if you want to go um like with the left eyelid, not the eye itself, the left eyelid. You make the curves go like this, and then you will make the ribbon, and then it'll loft it for you. Let's just make sure it's not reversed, and it's reversed, so we can just reverse it, and then everything is fine. And then it will still. Oh yeah, we forgot to name it. So let's name this, and then we will click this. Oh, that's for the non-loop, for the looped version. There we go, and it creates these. Yeah, it does everything for you. And let's just say if I want to have it every 5, so 1, 2, 3, whoops, 3. Oh, this is not every 5. About there, and then this looks almost 5. And then we chose to do this, and then it'll create the joints. And then again, you want to select the joints. And also, once again, if you don't have anything in here, it won't select anything. So it has to be the same name that you want it to be selected. So let's select the controllers, and then the ribbon. We're going to skin it again. Not joint hierarchy, this one. And then yeah, and then it controls the ribbon as how you would expect it to. Yeah, that's basically the functionality of kind of every aspect. And of course, you can do the same thing with the FK hybrid, but I don't imagine you guys doing that. Of course, you can, but um, it's this is basically the end of the tutorial. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Will enjoy this ribbon setup tool thing that I made, and I hope you guys will use it because it is free, and the the script will be in the description and also on my website, and it'll kind of explain things if you want to read it, because I think it's readable. My script, I don't know, I've only started scripting like a month ago. Only started learning Python a month ago, and the entire thing is written in Python. So if you know Python, you could probably just read it. Um, so yeah, that's ended the tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Bye. Okay, this is for the listen. Yeah, no, I'll keep it in the same video. This is a rant about the the functionality and the issues that actually comes with the rig I want to talk about. Um, so this is more of like a. It is good to know, and I wanted to include it in the same video, and I'll make it like a mark for it. And I wanted to go like a deep dive into what this script actually does. And I'm doing this because I want help, and I need help to make it more universal, and I don't know how to, especially like with these options, because let's just say that I pull this up again, right? And let's just say I have these. If I want to make this a ribbon, and oh yeah, just this. Now let's name it to this. Let's reverse the normal because I know it's every time I do this, it's the reverse. The normal's always reversed. But anyway, I'm gonna pull this out, and you're gonna see what happens. So if I select the build ribbon non-looped option, it'll create this mess. It'll create the mess. And so, um, another option that you could probably put is build ribbon looped, but then again, it will not do the end because I will have to pull up my script here. Oh my god, please. Okay, you just decided to do that. Because what happened and how I made the ribbon or the script like this, oh wrong one, is it takes, so I get the number of patches, and the patches and the spans is how many like the surface counts on all of these. So that's why it matches. That's why there's only, what is it, five of these instead of six, because it matches the surface amount. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the reason why it does this is because let's just go here. I did the this is actually the U in the U direction, and I did the looped. So let's go down here. I did U minus 1 because with this, this is in the V direction, and also did V minus 1. So it's basically like the same thing. Let's just pretend that around here is the U and they basically flipped. It would come to the same result as the other option, as the looped option. And I don't know how to fix this issue, so I just tried my best to make it as, I don't know, I tried to make it as best as possible for me. And as you can see here, it creates it uses, as I said, the point of surface node, and it lists them, and it connects the world space of the ribbon itself to the input surface node, to every single input surface node, because it grabs the first one in the list. And yeah, so for every time it's looped, maybe there isn't a point to this actually, because you would have to put I, like the first one that's iterated in the list. Anyway, if it works, it works. If it works, it works. I'm not changing it. But yeah, it inputs it into, or like they're connected, right? And then that's how you get the number of spans. And how this actually works is it's from 0 to 1. So since this is in the U direction, this is 0, and then this is 1, and then in the V, this is 0, and this is 1. And that's why I have this information here, where I set the attribute of the of this to for the specific follicle that's attached now to the input surface node, sorry, to the point on surface info node. As you can see here, it goes from the position to the translation, and then it sets the position, or the point on surface node, POSI. I'm just gonna call it posy. I'm so tired right now. So that's why it gets the posy, but it sets the posy's attribute to the V onto I, which is, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's why it's weird how it's looped like this. It is 0 to 1, but once you go past 1, it does this weird thing where like if it matches the same amount of numbers, let's just say for this, let's go here, the attribute editor, let's go to this. See, this is what I'm talking about. It goes to 1. This is 1 when it should be like 0.6 or like 1 divided by 6. And then here it goes to 2 and this is set to 0. And then that's where things get a little funky. This is what I mean. Like it goes to 0, which is the first one, and then it basically iterated itself into, you know, that functionality. And so what I was thinking is I could get rid of this, and then let's just say if I want to make this again, I don't want to do the edges again, please. Yeah, we have the F as the name, and then we select looped, and then it'll create everything. It'll just create everything. But then the issue is that, let's just say if I have it, if I do this again, make curves, and then make the curve, make the ribbon, we're gonna reverse to normal, we're gonna name this FD, rename it, and then yeah, it's in the spread normal, and then you would create not the looped, and then what happens is it creates an extra one in the same place. So all you have to do is just like delete it. So maybe this is like the temporary solution for this, I think. But then like it's not for certain, and I hate that. Yeah. But that is the issues with this script. Because you kind of have to, you do kind of have to play around with like what these buttons actually do and what they really do. Because I was like, before I had jumped on here and started recording, I had tested things, like genuinely tested things. I was like quote unquote testing, but it was only based on, which is really bad. It was only based on like this, unfortunately. It was based on this circle and then on this ribbon, this basic, like the most basic things. And then when you actually go to like, when you genuinely try to incorporate it into real life scenarios, it doesn't always work. And I don't like that. But it is the best that it's gonna get for right now. I do have other plans with this script. Like, I want an option to to sorry, let me drink some water. I want there to be an option where you're able to let's just say if I have a series of joints again from here to here, right? And I want the ribbon to be exactly in the middle and pointing like so. So this like so. This is close enough. And I want it to be like this, right? Without me having to actually place it there and having guesswork, right? And so I saw on GitHub, someone had made to where you can select the joints, the two joints that you wanted to be in the middle, and then it will create this curve from here to here, and then it duplicates them and it splits it apart. Like, yeah, it splits it apart into the other directions, and then it'll make a ribbon. I want to do that, but I want to do it differently. Like, I want to be able to calculate the world space between the two joints and then just place it in the into the ribbon, and then it'll match the probably the last, no, I'll make it to where it'll match the first selected transformation, or yeah, So that will be like kind of be like this, but just the orientation of the transformation. So it'll be like this. Oh, whoops. This to here. Just the orientation, like this. And then you don't have to worry about like trying to match everything all the time, because it can be so tedious. Oh my god. But yeah, that is one of my future plans for this. There isn't much more that I want to add. So if you guys want to like dissect it or make it better, or like you can do anything with it, like who cares? Who cares, man? This is like open source. I don't care if you destroy it. I have the original, and then that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. Um, but yeah, that is the end of this rant. So I will say goodbye.